The OSI reference model is a set of standards that most networks follow. If these standards didn't exist, then many networks would not be able to communicate with each other. The model goes from layer 7, the application layer, down to layer 1, the physical layer, and then back up again to layer 7. The process of going from layer to layer is called encapsulation. Layer 7, the application layer. The application layer provides services to different applications. The application itself is not part of the layer, but the application uses application layer protocols. For example, a web browser will use Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and an email client might use Post Office Protocol and Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Examples of application layer protocols include HTTP, SMTP, POP3, DHCP, FTP, and Telnet. Layer 6, the presentation layer. The presentation layer deals with the presentation of data. If the data on one system needs to be viewed differently on another system, the presentation layer will make this possible by changing the format of the data. This layer also deals with encryption and decryption if it's required. A common protocol used is secure socket layer. However, sometimes this layer is not needed if the presentation of the data does not need to be changed. Layer 5, the session layer. The session layer deals with establishing, managing, and terminating sessions. There can be multiple sessions at one time, for example, visiting multiple websites. It deals with the communication between devices, for example, the user's computer and a web browser. These three layers deal more with the creation of the data and setting up the communications. The remaining layers deal more with the delivery of the data. Layer 4, the transport layer. The data here is now referred to as segments. The transport layer is responsible for the delivery of the data. Depending on the size of the data, it is split into multiple segments which are reconstructed when delivered successfully to the recipient. If the recipient does not receive an acknowledgement that the segment has been delivered, it will resend the segment. Transmission Control Protocol is considered more reliable than User Datagram Protocol, as it uses more error checking and flow control. However, User Datagram Protocol is faster. Layer 3, the network layer. The network layer deals with the addressing of these segments, now called packets. It will receive the packets from the transport layer and address each one with an IP address. This layer also deals with the routing of packets. When packets reach the network layer, it must decide the destination of each packet. Layer 2, the data link layer. These packets are now referred to as frames. The data link layer is where switching occurs. It is concerned with the physical addressing and the transport of frames over a network. It will reformat the frames as it reaches different devices. It determines the rules regarding the sending of frames and controls the access to the physical media. It was also concerned with flow control and error checking to ensure the frames reach their destination. Layer 1, the physical layer. These frames are now referred to as bits. The physical layer is concerned with any physical devices on a network, such as the cables. It also transmits and receives data.